This is what happens when virality gets lazy. Today, we're going to talk about the Hailey Bieber launch this past week and what your brand can learn from her business misstep. So, Hailey Bieber, the owner of Rhode, dropped a face mist that effectively is held in this like silicone saucer. It was a nod to her first viral product, which was the phone case that held a lip gloss in it. And it was all over the internet. This thing literally broke the internet. It went so viral. And the concept is that this is very similar to the phone case holder, but instead it holds your face mist, and instead of it being on your phone, it's on your bathroom mirror. Now, it's really important to break down how, although there's similarities, where are the differences? And I see this so often in the brands I work with. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Camille Moore. I'm a branding expert. My moniker is I'm the internet's favorite branding expert. I own an agency. I've been in the space for over a decade, and I've worked with some of the world's biggest brands. And what I see for businesses of all sizes is the exact thinking that happened with Hailey Bieber in Rhode, in that they tried to make one thing go viral, make it happen again. And there's just so many things wrong with this thinking, and it's not just a Hailey Bieber thing. As I said, I see this all the time. But I'm going to break down first what the issue is, and then two, why businesses fall into this. So number one, the issue is that what worked for the phone case is not what's working for this face mist. And the main thing to note is that the phone case was a product brand extension. So it was a brand extension from Hailey Bieber's personal brand, because the reason why Rhode is taken off is because young girls, millennials and Gen Zs, are obsessed with Hailey Bieber. So if you don't know who Hailey Bieber is, she is the daughter of famous brothers, Stephen and Alec Baldwin. Stephen is her father. Alec Baldwin is her uncle. She is famous. She's grown up famous. She's married to one of the biggest pop stars. She has become an A-list celebrity. And what's really interesting about the time in which that she really came forward is she's famous on Instagram. She's the most influential with a very large subset of women, which are like kind of that like cool girl aesthetic. Hailey Bieber is like the ultimate queen. And that's why the phone case did so well, is that for less than $100, for just over $50, you could feel like Hailey Bieber. You could look like Hailey Bieber and you could act like Hailey Bieber. And it checked all three of the boxes of what made Hailey Bieber's personal brand cool. So number one was she was very famous for selfies and her Instagram aesthetic. She's very good with curating images, with curating a swipe through. She really pulls off the like, I'm not trying vibe. And the phone case was a part of that, because wherever Hailey was and wherever she was taking photos, that phone case was a part of her Instagram experience. So girls could tap into that by buying that phone case, and when they were on vacation, when they were at the gym, when they were at work, wherever they were and taking a selfie, they too could feel like Hailey Bieber. And the phone case is $38 USD. Her lip gloss is $18 USD. It was a brilliant move, because for just over $50, you can literally tap into feeling like Hailey Bieber, which is why the phone case did so well. I use this fantastic program called Particle, which I highly recommend if you're in the CPG space. And effectively, Particle allows you to track any brand that's on Shopify, how much inventory they're selling. It is literally a curtain inside to another business. It's crazy that this data is available. And I went on Particle and I searched it up. And at the current moment, she's selling 483 units per day. And this is like years after the product went viral. So it's not her number one product to date. I think it was like top 3 or top 4. But ultimately, it is like still doing an insane amount of sales per day, because for a low cost and a low lift, you too can feel like Hailey Bieber. But that's not what the saucer, this new face mist launch, is doing. And here is the key reason why. You can only take a photo with the saucer, which is not what it's called. It's called the glazing face mist. You can only take a photo with the glazing face mist in your bathroom. That's number one. So it's fixed to where you can experience that Hailey Bieber effect. Number two, it's not tapping into the Hailey Bieber aesthetic. Hailey Bieber is not famous for her bathroom. She's not famous for a bathroom selfie. She's famous for selfies in a cool girl aesthetic. Limiting it to one specific place and type of selfie doesn't tap into the overall demand and want that the customer wants to buy into. The third thing is that Hailey Bieber is famous because it's an unachievable aim. She is a model. She's a celebrity. She has lots of money. She has all the things that every girl wants to have. And the selfies allows you to feel a little bit more like Hailey. Hailey, who has multiple homes and has highly aesthetically designed interior designers that are doing her house, she's not sticking saucers to her bathroom mirror. If anything, it's going to be like underneath the cupboard, or it's going to be like on another big thing on Instagram is like basically taking a photo of like your shelf stack. So like the products that you use and like laying those out. That's more likely than sticking it right on your mirror. Like it's limiting the amount of real estate you have in the mirror to put a whole product on it is taking up so much real estate, and it doesn't tap into what the customer wants. The customer thinks that with buying her skincare product and buying her phone case, they will be like Hailey Bieber. And that's the only reason why her product does well. It's not because of the product, it's because of the brand. And it's really important as a business owner when you're analyzing other brands to think or to question, are people buying the brand or are people buying the product? And in this instance, the product is not bad. She's one of the best formulators on the planet. This woman has not spared a dollar on launching this brand, and every decision she's made wisely, except for the face mist. But other than that, the formulator that she has is fantastic. Like the product is good, but people aren't buying it for the product. They're buying it for the brand. It's not the best skincare product on the market. It doesn't have the best quality ingredients. It's not claiming to be anti-aging. It's just, it gives you an instant effect of having the glazed donut look. Again, another thing that Hailey Bieber made famous on Instagram. So because you're buying the brand and not the product, it has to tap into the brand universe, and this saucer and having your face mist literally stuck on your bathroom mirror is not buying into the product universe. So the other thing to note is when I was talking about earlier is this misstep that brands make, and it's exactly why I think the timing of the acquisition is worth talking about. So it's very common while you're going through acquisition talks, especially when the acquisition goes through, that there's a lot of pressure for the investors to see an early win. What this looks like to me is that there's pressure from now Elf Holdings, the company that bought Rhode, to have another viral moment. They want the next product that launches after the acquisition to be their next big moment. And it shows you this because honestly, the steps are lazy. Even the way that it was rolled out, Hailey posted a video that she like sketched on a piece of paper and she like pasted it to a wall, and like that's what she wanted, and that's what brought the product to life. It shows you that there really is a lack of strategy and direction happening at Rhode, which is sending warning signs to me as an analyst and strategist that the brand doesn't have the pieces in place to really ride the wave for where this acquisition was bought off of and really where the brand is going. And I see this happen a lot with brands, that there's a pressure to just make the sale that you lose sight of the brand. And that's why I talk so much about brand, because whether it's a failed product launch or failed socials or failed campaign or a failed event, often the reason why it failed isn't because of the algorithm or the team or the market. It's that it wasn't in line with the brand. And this is a perfect example of that, because when you analyze and track what made Rhode successful is that every single product drop perfectly tapped into the psyche, the pain point, and the desires of the Rhode customer. The Rhode customer is women who are obsessed with social media. They live their lives online. They see Hailey Bieber as like the ultimate cool girl. She has this unachievable, aspirational aesthetic. Hailey Bieber isn't known to be the most likable, but because she's fabulous, there has a past. We're not looking for that relatability in Hailey Bieber because she's fashionable, because she's stylish, because she's fabulous. And Rhode was a premium way to tap into that fabulousness without it, one, breaking the bank, and two, for it feeling on brand and feeling cool. Rhode looks cool. It feels cool. When you buy it, you get that exact dopamine hit of what you want. You feel cooler. And everything the brand has done to date, including the cloud pouches, has tapped into perfectly that target market. And that's why when you look at a Rare versus a Rhode, Rare being really the kind of the brand that's compared against Hailey Bieber, because the ultimate feud is Selena versus Hailey. And there's rumors right now that Rare is being shopped around and isn't purchasable, whereas Rhode just got this massive acquisition. It comes down to that clarity in brand. Rare has done a good job. She's got a very loyal base, a strong community, but Selena's brand is very much positioned as the underdog. It's very much positioned as anybody who wants to become a part of something that's like anti-Hailey. And for that reason, Rare doesn't really have a clear brand. It doesn't really have a clear so what, a mission, an aesthetic, unless you're very loyal to Selena Gomez. Now, the loyalty to Selena Gomez isn't as purchasable on the same acquisition dollars or numbers as Hailey Bieber, because there's more women that respect at least what Hailey Bieber represents without getting into the mix and the drama of the Selena versus Hailey feud. And that's a really relevant point. There's a lot of women of ages from Gen Z up until Gen X that can respect and align with Hailey Bieber being more of like a modern Cindy Crawford or a modern Claudia Schiffer, or this kind of more old school celebrity affluent representation that is just attractive for a certain target market. And when you look at the brands that are killing it, they really have that clear understanding of a brand, which Rare really doesn't have in comparison, because Rare is really focused on a massive SKU line of different makeup types, really focused on Selena driving the body, and that's more tied to like a JLo strategy or like a House Labs of Lady Gaga, where you really have to like that celebrity opposed to their aesthetic that they can create. And that's what Hailey Bieber has done very, very, very well. So in summary to this, like, what would I do? What strategy, what insight would I provide to change this? Well, I think launching the glazing face mist is smart. I think that SKU is intelligent. Face mists are very popular, especially with this target audience, because they travel a lot. And this is like a great travel product, because when you're traveling, when you're in the air, when you're on the go, your skin gets dry. And for people who care about their skin, they want that constant moisture. So the product was intelligent. It was just the placement of like having it in the silicone saucer. So what I would have done instead is I would have done this on like a purse charm, so that Hailey could have like attached it to her purse, because right now the biggest thing period is Labubu. And Labubu is like these scary little monsters. They are going for insane multiples on the internet. But why this taps in more to the brand than what Hailey did is that Hailey is known to be a fashion icon. She's known to be extremely fashionable and fabulous. And for that reason, this would better have tapped into her brand extension, because Labubu is so big right now and keychains on purses are so big right now. That would have been such a smart addition to her bag. This is also something I could truly see Hailey putting on her bag, especially as someone that posts about going to Pilates and to workouts. Like, there's multiple ways that she could have shown that product line extension on different bags in different mini purses, that this would have really worked to connect with the target. But as doing it on a saucer on a bathroom mirror, and it's also not for nothing extremely phallic. Like, everyone on the internet is laughing because it literally looks like a vibrator that goes on her mirror, and people are laughing at it because it doesn't connect with her brand. She's sexual, not sexualized. She's sexy. Like, you want to have more of that sexy feel, which is what the phone case did. You had so many girls in their bikinis on vacation in Cabo taking selfies with the phone case, because it allowed for that like sexy mystique allure that Hailey Bieber leans into. She's sexy. She's not really sexualized. It's that perfect balance of safe, where like moms are cool with it. Women as they age love her, are obsessed with her. She's got the ultimate life that all the cool girls want. And the biggest misstep that they made is not focusing on the product brand extension. So in summary to this, what can your brand learn? Well, number one, I always get brands to go back to their brand pillars for every single decision they're going to make. So the brand pillars are your purpose. What is your mission statement? What is your so what? What is your vision? What are you here to do? Why do you show up every single day? Your next is your position. What is your real estate? What is your corner on the internet? What is your point of view? What is your differentiator? What are you going to own? That's all of your positioning statements. Then you want to move into your personality and your perception. Your personality is outwardly, how do you present yourself? How do you want your personality to shine through so that when people perceive you, which is the fourth P, so personality is outwards, perception is inwards. When people perceive you, what are they perceiving? And when you analyze the Hailey Bieber misstep, the facial mist saucer through these four Ps, it really doesn't align with the purpose. It doesn't really align with the position. And again, the purpose, position, like lightly saying them, would really be for women, like for the cool girl aesthetic to achieve flawless skin that glows online. Like, yes, it kind of achieves it, but like it doesn't achieve it from like sticking it on the mirror. Like that there's no cool girl trend right now of sticking stuff on your mirrors, like on your phone case, on your purse. Like I said, like that is more of a trend of the moment. So if you're going to use a term like a cool girl aesthetic or whatever the brand used, that's more leaning into trendy or being ahead of the trend, which is Hailey Bieber sets trends. That would be a more in-line application. For the last two, the personality and the perception is not to be laughed at for it being like a vibrator that's stuck to your mirror. There really isn't a ton of penis jokes with Hailey Bieber on the internet. Like those are not where those two intersect. So the fact that that was also missed by having really like a sexual connotation for how it looks on silicone stuck to the mirror, or with the product, how it goes into it. Like there's just so many things that do not align with the perception and personality that would be a massive no-no, because you don't want that language intersecting. That's really not Hailey Bieber's brand. So what I get brands to do is define those 4 brand pillars. I prefer if you take the time to do this as like an actual exercise, which if you comment the word story, I'll get your email. If you can even send that to me privately on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, and I'll email this to you direct, because I've got a full framework that breaks this down. But effectively you want the 4 P's to be 2 to 3 sentences long. And then every single time you do anything, whether it's a product drop, whether it's a social media calendar, whether it's a campaign or an event, you want to make sure that it's in line with those 4 P's, because that is how your brand does not go off track. Most brands die by what I call like brand death by 1,000 cuts. It's not like one mistake. It's multiple mistakes made over time that the customer just stops coming back. They stop purchasing. They're no longer interested in your content. And that's when people it's not like a hard no or like a proverbial Bud Light of like, I'm done with this brand because they did X. It's that other brands just start to align with you better. They start talking to you better. They start like launching better and kicking butt better. And for those right moves, we only have so much attention, and like the customer doesn't care if you're making mistakes. So I find the brand pillars really work with the brands that I work with. I hope you enjoyed this case study, and send me a comment of what you think.